When people want to know who I am, I've never really been defined by a title. I never really bought into that because I've always thought of myself as just me. And it was just different hats I tried on in my journey of becoming Tim Quinn. I have a degree in economics, which is, a Catholic education, to Merrill Lynch, from Merrill Lynch to deciding to be an ice cream store owner, which was a blip, to riding in a hot air balloon for Jose Cuervo, working in Milan as a model for a minute, which is where I first met Mr. Armani, to being on movie sets and runways and photo shoots all around the world with some of the most amazing, inspiring, transformative women. And then, the reset, the cancer. It was hard for me to go from, basically going 180 miles an hour. I was never home. I was flying, 400,000 or 500,000 miles a year. I lost 30 pounds because I had chemo, radiation, surgeries. I lost all my hair, I lost my tan. And I've kind of always identified, or like at least in my mind, of this persona that I put on. And then when all of a sudden I wasn't that person anymore, I started to really understand what it is that I do for other people. And it's when I really first understood the power of beauty, it helped me keep my sanity, if it were, because it's really ravaging what those treatments do to you. So that for me was my first reset button. And honestly, when I recovered, now I need to go on some new life path, right? I spent the next 12 or 13 years really making sure that a big part of my life was giving back and sharing me and my struggle, and then my overcoming helped me just grow into this whole other person. And life went on until it didn't. And then we all had this reset a year and a half ago or so in the pandemic. I decided then and there, I'm gonna make this the most extraordinary time. You can look around my house, I spend a lot of time decorating. But I had this opportunity to be with my mom. People ask me about her all the time, Glenn's in charge. We were always close. I remember her taking me out of school to go shopping on a regular basis, And when she started to develop dementia, and I would go to visit her on my visits, and I just saw this very vibrant woman slowly drifting away, right? I thought, how can I help change this with what I do and what I know? So what I started doing was taking a camera or the video and put it in front of her as I would do her makeup. Kind of her personality would come back out. So then I started filming everything, right? And then all of a sudden, this woman came back, a little lipstick, I'd do her hair, we'd laugh. It was fun sharing that, and I'd love to share her with the world, because what that brought back to me was that it's making memories and being in the moment is what keeps us connected. So with my mom, having this time with her, it's reminding me to sit still sometimes. For so many of us, this last year and a half was kind of a forced stillness. But feeling very fortunate because I feel like I've been lucky in life that I've been open to opportunity. I have these tenets I always say, it's show up, keep your promises, do the work, and be authentic, and it works. But nothing happens like an Instagram story. For the next 10 years or more, I love this whole opportunity now of taking what I've learned, moving forward, sharing that, and also kind of inspiring people to sometimes see past what they see as such a barrier, whatever it is, because really nothing's insurmountable. But once you set that resolve in your head, years ago when I was first at Merrill Lynch and I friended this wonderful woman, Shannon, and she said to me, just make sure, surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up and who are better at what you want to be, so that you're upping your game all the time. And I think I must have buzzed around in my head because I've always done that. And then realizing, with the pandemic, that I actually grew up with the very type of woman that I was surrounding myself with. There's this magical transformation that happens, whether it's in an hour-long talk or it's a weekend retreat. The people that show up are not the same people that leave. When I went through cancer, I realized that the inner strength was what was really my strength, and it was never about the outside. Whatever change is happening to you in your life, when you realize that you have this inner strength, I can face anything. I just need to know, what is it? What's the game plan? Who's my team? And once you have that, it's like anything. And I feel like that's what I want to do now going forward, is here's the game plan. You guys are part of my team, and how are we going to make it work? You know what was funny today, Mom? They were moving.
Tell me.
I'm going to tell you. They were moving things around and they picked this pad up, and I don't remember what I was writing on here for. Necklace, Lululemon glasses, But the stamp, look what it says.
So what?
What's it say in black?
I don't like what they showed.
What does it say?
I'm not gonna tell you.
What's it say right there in the black?
Fuck you.
Mom, where did you go for lunch? Hooters?
Scooters, right?
Hooters!
We went to Scooters.
Mom, did you have fun tonight?
Yes, I did.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, honey.
All right, we didn't take your makeup off, and maybe we should take your jewelry off. Sleep tight. Love you.
Okay.
I knew that would get Rona. Yeah, those lilies are pretty. They're at their last minute. Mom, how's the mask feel?
Okay.
You getting excited to see Dad later?
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day. Here you go, Twinkie. Cheers. We'll do the rest of the full drag later, but I think the hair came out pretty good, don't you?